What's up, everybody? Josh, starting raingutterbusiness.com. Today we're going to talk about some rain chain ideas with you. So kind of pros and cons, how we install them, show you guys how we do it. Here we go. So there's a few different problems with rain chains. Rain chain does not directly divert water like a downspout does. They splash a little bit, especially the chain, the whole chain idea. Water doesn't really follow this chain very well. It's kind of like more of a decoration than anything. It is what it is. A lot of customers really like them, so we sell them to them and just kind of warn them about the negative sides of it. So a couple different ways you can do outlets. One thing you got to keep in mind with rain chain outlets is, here's just a crimped one. This is crimped like one crimp every probably inch with just some downspout crimpers. And the thing you got to keep in mind is clogging. So the more you try to funnel that water towards the chain, the more likely it is to clog. So you can kind of see the difference. This is the same outlet, just kind of prepared two different ways. This one I cut every about 3/4 of an inch around there and then just folded them into one another. Just creates a funnel to funnel that water towards the rain chain. And then this one's just crimped. So this is how we normally do it, unless there's like we really need to focus that water in. But this clogs like really quick. So you just drill, both of these are just 2 3/8, so this is kind of just a sample gutter. Pop those in, and probably the easiest way to hang them is just off of a hanger. So this hanger would be sitting, line it up right above the outlet. You can just use, when you're putting this hanger in, I'll just show you. Putting this hanger in, before you put your screw in, just go ahead and loop that chain over there. Pop it on, screw your normal screw in there, or maybe a little bigger screw than normal, because this will have some decent weight on it. These chains are heavy. And then you just drape that through the hole. The next way to hang them is just with a clothesline hook. And this is 3/8 chain. So clothesline hook usually go kind of right above the gutter, pre-drill a hole into the fascia, and pop it in like that, and then you can just hook them on. You can kind of see them a little more, like if you were looking at a gutter on a house like this, you can see that hook pop up. So you can trim these down, or they do make a little lower profile hooks that we'll use sometimes. Usually when they're up a little higher, you don't really see them, so it isn't too big of an effect. And then, some fascia profiles will let you use this kind of face hook. So you can screw this on with just 2 regular gutter screws and hang it off of there. So this is probably one of the stronger ways to do it, but we don't use them very often because you usually don't have that much room above the gutter to hang something like this. So we kind of talked about the downsides of them. I mean, they splatter water. We always warn customers about that. Our rain chain that we normally use is just unfinished 3/8 chain, and I can buy it in bulk just to get a little bit better deal on it. And it does look cool. The nice part about it is it goes well with rustic homes. So you can see I took this off of something the other day, and you can see how like rustic looking that is. This part was actually in the ground, so that's a little more rustic than normal. But you can see the rest of this. And it kind of changes colors depending on how much flow the area of the chain gets. So this was the top of the chain. You can see there's a bunch of, kind of rusty whatever up high, and then kind of fades to like a golden brown. Give it some character, like on a more rustic home. These look pretty good on there. So normally we'll just kind of put a couple inches of chain on top of the ground. Unless you're getting really a lot of wind, or I don't know what other reason, but you don't really have to anchor these. If you do want them anchored, then I've seen them go bolted into landscaping rocks. This one was buried in the ground, the last couple feet of it buried into the ground. You can use like a ground anchor, like one of those things that you tie your dog up with. It's like a spiral thing. Screw it in, bury it, and then attach this chain to it. So usually I just let the landscapers kind of deal with it, because a lot of times it's on new construction and the landscaping's not completed yet. So normally we just throw these outlets in, don't worry about sealing them or anything. I mean, if water leaks around the outside edge of this outlet, it just funnels right with the metal and ends up with the water that's coming out of the middle of it anyways. So hopefully this kind of helped you guys get some guidance on how we do rain chains, and if you guys are wanting to put some up for some customers, they really like them. So until they've had them for a while, they're not that bad, but just keep in mind they're not meant for directing water into a specific spot. So thanks for watching, subscribe, like, see you on the next one.